Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Be Unspecified podcast. I am your host, Miles Free, and today I'm joined here by Angelica Garcia.
Hello.
How's it going today?
Pretty good. It's
Good.
hot outside,
It
but it's been a
is.
good day.
It's a scorcher. It's been a weird summer,
Yeah.
I'd say.
Yeah.
There's a lot of rain, especially in my garden. There's enough water
Uh-huh.
to have the plants be big and bountiful,
Oh.
but I mean, there just hasn't been enough sun.
Right.
But I think that after this weekend, it's been like 90 degrees constantly, so I think it's going to help boost some of that up.
Oh, good.
So,
How exciting.
we had a big thunderstorm roll through last night too,
Yeah,
right?
it was raining really hard, and by my apartment, it floods a lot because it's in
Oh.
between two lakes.
Yeah?
So it was really scary watching people drive back and forth through the water. Mm-hmm.
I know my dad told me a story that he knew someone back in the floods of '09 and 11 back in Fargo when Fargo flooded, and he knew someone that had to rowboat to his house.
Oh my gosh.
Rowboat there and rowboat back because there was so much
Wow.
water there, which is crazy to think about. But
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen tops of trees that are like almost ground level now because of all the water, but it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I noticed on your cup you have your pages of ink. Would you like to talk a little bit more about kind of what
Yeah.
that is and just to the audience who may or may not
So-
have heard about it yet?
Yeah. First things first, I really love books, of course. I'm a big book reader. I have been selling my used books here at Deja Blue Trinity since 2018. And it kind of grew, well, it did grow into Pages of Ink, which is still here at Deja Blue Trinity. I have a quite good, I would say. It's pretty nicely sized. Used book section here. So used books, notebooks, book-themed keychains, jewelry, lots of good stuff. I really like books, and I just love sharing books with people even more. Some more projects coming that I'm pretty excited about. Yeah.
We can't wait to see those. What would you say your favorite book is?
Oh gosh.
It's a big question because I'm sure you've read like a lot of books.
Yeah. My all-time favorite book today, because sometimes it changes daily, is Murder Road by Simone St. James, but the close second is The Only One Left by Riley Sager. Both mystery thriller books. That's my favorite genre.
I like the mystery too, where you
Yeah.
kind of all the twists and turns, and
Yes.
you don't know what's gonna happen. I really like that twist aspect, and then they're like trying to figure out, especially like a good classic like a Clue type
Oh,
book or
yeah.
like a murder
I
mystery.
love Clue, the
Those
board
are-
game too. That's my favorite. Oh yeah. I try to switch up the genres because after reading so many mystery thrillers, I can kind of guess who did it. You know.
Who it is.
Without fail, the past 3, maybe 4 books I've guessed, maybe within a few chapters in.
I suppose. I mean, for the first couple, I'm sure it kind of feels like oh yeah, I got it right. But then I think after it goes on and on, I
Yeah.
think you would probably feel sense of like okay,
Yeah,
Like-
it didn't feel like a good book to me because I knew
because
what was happening.
right? And I mean, sure, it's for sometimes it's like great to feel right, but then I mean to continue being that.
Yeah.
I understand you. That's kind of the same way when people ask me about like food, like stuff changes. Like anytime someone asks me about my favorite thing, I always have to like add in that today or like
Yeah.
right now because that stuff's always changing because
Right.
my mood is changing. I mean, I don't think I have a solid set favorite thing
Yeah.
all the time.
Exactly. Yep. It all depends on the mood.
It does. How many books do you like read in a year, would you say?
Last year was 92 or 93. But I slacked a few months where I would only read 1 to 3 books a month, and typically I try to do 5, maybe a book a week. That makes me happy. If I can add more than a book a week, that I'm golden. Right
Nice.
now I'm pretty behind, I think, on my book goal.
Yeah.
It's 100 this year. I assume I'm going to go over that. I think I'm at 30 or 40 now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I suppose you probably kind of you're at about like a 40-60 right now because we're about halfway through the year.
Yeah. I gotta get back on it.
But I mean, you'll have I mean, summer's a big, like there's a lot of stuff going on in
So
summer.
busy.
I'm assuming you probably do you have a better chance to read in like the fall and winter months?
Fall and winter for sure.
Yeah.
Work's a little slower, so I have a couple days off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I don't like being outside in the cold,
Mm-hmm.
so just cozy up with a book on the couch.
I don't like being in, I mean, I prefer the cold over the heat.
Yeah,
I
this heat today, yeah.
It's too, when I step outside and it just feels like I opened my car door today and I could see the heat just floating around in there. It was
Gross.
just,
Oh man, I
I
don't
don't want
like
to
that
step into
either.
this. I mean, you start sweating like almost immediately. It's just like, oh
Yeah.
no, I don't want to be feeling this.
Right.
And then of course the air conditioning isn't going to work well and it's just going to blow hot
Yeah,
air at you. So now
it'll
it's
start to
worse.
cool down once you get to your destination.
Exactly, once you're finally there. Oh, and then you got to step out back into the heat again.
Thick heat. Ugh.
So, when did you start? I know you've been selling books here since 2018, as you mentioned. When did Pages of Ink first start, or first the idea of it kind of
Yeah.
happen?
So the name comes from my Instagram, my Bookstagram, I should say. I post book reviews on there, and it's slowly but surely merging into a business and review account, rather just a review account. But that's what it was called, Pages of Ink. And that name came to be from in the Minneapolis airport. I don't know if it's still there, but there was a bookshop, the cutest little bookstore called Pages. So cute. And I was trying to figure out a name for the Instagram, make it make sense, book themed. Books are nothing but pages of
Pages
ink.
of Ink.
Yeah, yeah. So that's how it came to be in. The little logo is a girl reading a book with a cup of coffee. Love books, love coffee. Thought it was perfect with blue butterflies. I love butterflies, specifically blue butterflies. And yeah, I made it myself.
It is pretty. And then you also have your own drink here as well, right?
Yes.
Yes.
That's really yummy. So it's a boba drink, boba milk tea. It's butterfly pea flower tea, blue tea, and it's really yummy too on its own. But I mixed that up with blueberry, white chocolate, and vanilla flavor. A little bit of oat milk, and then I put some whipped cream on top with blue sprinkles and a really cute blue edible butterfly. Super yummy, super
awesome.
pretty too.
And it is quite delicious. I can
Blueberry
say for
popping
myself.
boba too. I don't
Yes.
think I said that.
It's a fun one. I like I like both bobas.
Yeah.
I'd say that the popping boba is a fun. If you never had boba before, I'd recommend trying
Yes.
it. But the chewy bobas are also fun too. Again, it just depends on the day. But I'd say the poppy boba, there's so much you can do
Yeah,
with
yeah.
to add to really create these really cool drinks like the Pages of Ink drink. And I know I've seen people add boba to drinks in the Unspecified collection, which is
Very
cool
yummy.
too. And yeah, that's just interesting what you can do with your mind and really create these creative things.
There was a customer who came in, sweetest girl ever, 2 days in a row, and she got our blueberry cobbler,
Cobbler.
blueberry cobbler boba milk tea. She put the blueberry bobas in there with the tapioca as well. And I tried it after because I was thinking I never mixed the two bobas together.
Interesting.
Thought the texture would kind of throw me off,
Right.
but it was really good. Flavor, texture was fine.
I suppose that'd be kind of fun to It'd be like a mystery, what am I gonna get
Yeah, it
next?
was
Is it gonna be the popping or is it gonna be the chewy? Oh, that'd be fun. I have to try that
Yeah.
sometime now.
It was really tasty.
I suppose I never thought to. I guess I just kind of
Yeah.
just
Keep them
thought. I guess
separate.
right. It's. I was like, this goes here, this goes here. That's how it is, right?
Yeah.
I suppose I didn't think that you could just put the two and two together. That's cool.
It's one of my favorite things about working here. We had come up with our own drinks. We have the set menu and then our fun side menus, but then the customers come up with really cool things
They do.
too. I love trying it.
Some of this stuff really baffles me. I know there was a customer who came in. I don't know if I told you this yet, but there was a customer who came in who wanted a sugar-free Red Bull with a bunch of other sugar-free flavors, and then he blended it together.
Oh, interesting.
I know, and it was so. It had the potential to be good, like a Red Bull slushie.
Yeah.
And it just tasted like the the smell of the makeup section at a Sephora or
That's
something.
funny.
It was like, oh my gosh, I don't think I've ever made a more sour
Yeah.
face.
Oh wow.
It was really
Oh.
interesting, but customers can have really really cool ideas that really taste quite amazing.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, we'll give it a shot, and then it turns out to be really cool. And
Yeah.
it's fun to take those types of risks in life, like how you take with the pages of ink and the podcast here and the YouTube
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And I don't know if I've mentioned, but we both do work at Deja Blue. I suppose we kind of just jumped into
Yeah.
that. Some
Right.
people could be like, "What?
What
What
are
are
you
they
guys
doing?"
talking about?
Yes, we do both work at Deja Blue, and thank you again for Deja Blue for letting me use the space for the Be Unspecified podcast. That's quite fun. And oh, I forgot to bring in the shield today.
Oh shucks.
I'll have
Next
to bring
time.
in. Yes,
Uh-huh.
I have the shield that I got on my road trip series. That is the well, I mean, it's not a real shield, but it has a little of that metal ting to it.
Yeah.
That's just
It
it's so
looks
satisfying.
so cool.
hmm I like, I do like a good MCU. Did you see the new Captain America trailer? You
I
did.
did. I did.
Yes.
Yes.
hmm
When I went to go pick up an order for work. Yes,
Oh my
am
gosh.
so excited.
Me
It
too.
looks really cool in the colors. In the trailer, they're so bright and saturated.
hmm
I'm really excited because lately the Marvel projects seem really dull
hmm
in color.
I like movies with a lot of color in it. It makes it more fun to watch.
Yeah.
I don't like movies that are like, dark and like sometimes I'm watching a movie on my computer on a drive or somewhere, and then
Right.
when the movie gets too
Ugh.
dark, the sun's coming in
Yeah.
and I can't see it. And I'm like, well, that kind of sucks. But then when there's a bunch of color, it's fun, and color can really help portray a message
Oh,
across,
yes. Yep.
which
Set
is
the
quite
mood,
important.
set the tone.
hmm I agree. Yeah, but I think that one's really, and I'm of course really excited for Deadpool Wolverine.
Oh, I'm counting down the
Yes.
days, literally. Oh,
Yes,
I
that one
cannot
is
wait.
coming soon. It's in like less than 2 weeks, right? I think.
25th, it'll be out in our theater here. I'm getting the tickets
I'm also
tomorrow.
I'm getting the tickets for the 20th. I have to see. I mean, you have
Yeah,
to see it Thursday.
opening night.
Nowadays, I mean, if you wait, like they'll be later that night. Even if I were to open any social media
Yeah.
platform, you're gonna see something because it's just it's gonna be a blockbuster hit. I think. I'm
I
hoping
think
for
so.
it.
I hope so.
Yes.
And I mean, with the cast, characters, everyone loves Deadpool. Everyone loves
Yes.
Wolverine. I sure do.
Me too, and I'm glad they're finally they finally get a good moment
Yes.
together. I know they were technically together years ago, but I mean we don't really talk about that,
Right,
do we?
right. Well,
But
yeah. Ugh.
now they're going to be together with the comic accurate suit, and that's really fun
That's what
to
I'm
see.
so excited for. I love the X-Men. They're my favorite characters in the Marvel universe. And I guess I never told you how I got into Marvel.
Yeah,
Became such a huge
How
fan.
did you get into Marvel?
My cousin, Jonan, he is 3 years older than me, and when I was super little, we would play Ultimate Alliance on the PlayStation 2. Still have those games, and I still play them as of recent last month. So fun. But they're just Marvel games. And then he would show me his comics, so probably little 3-year-old Angelica. That's how old she was when she fell in love with Marvel. And it's really cool. He has his own comic pop culture shop in
Really?
East Grand Forks, Minnesota.
That's
Yep, it's called
awesome.
Hollywood Heroes. Really cool store. You can find collectibles, comics, graphic novels, really cool stuff there. But yeah, he is the one who introduced me to Marvel. And I blame him for draining my bank account because any Marvel, anything I see when I'm out and about, I need it. Including that shirt.
Like I figured, well, we'd probably be, we both like Marvel, and I thought, well,
Yeah.
let's match the theme a little bit.
I
So
love it.
planning ahead. I think I got into Marvel. I mean, I watched the movies. I'd say probably around like phase 2 or 3 is when I finally started piecing together,
wowee.
like actually getting like into it.
Uh-huh.
And I wouldn't say I'm like I'm not a know-it-all.
Yeah.
In the vast realm of Marvel, I know probably just a drop in the bucket.
Yeah.
But it was those Lego Marvel games on the Xbox, and it was
yes.
when the Xbox was recently, it was a newer concept when I was younger. And I mean, if you had an Xbox, you were the kid in the
Oh, yeah.
block. Let me
Yeah.
tell you.
Yeah.
And I had this friend, and he let me come over one day, and we played that Lego Marvel superheroes, and I was like, this is so cool again, like all the colors, and it was so fun, and all the characters were so interesting, and it was like I kind of want to follow this, and it's the movies. And as I got older, my parents were like, "Oh, okay, yeah, you can watch some
Oh.
of these,"
Yeah.
because some of them, like they're a little violent sometimes,
Mhm.
depending on the age group that you're
Right.
in. But no, they just got, and it was so incredibly amazing, and it was so great to see the first 10 years, kind
Yeah.
of like how they just beautifully wrote that up. And Marvel does have some projects that are like okay, but they can also create really beautiful projects that
Mhm.
make me like jump out of my
Mhm.
seat. Literally,
Yeah.
I remember being watching Endgame opening night and just like oh, I was just like me and the
Yeah.
guy beside me were
Yeah.
just like
Oh,
whoa, just
cute.
shaking out of our seats. And my other friend actually came along that
Oh,
night, and it was
nice.
so hilarious because he never mentioned that he hadn't watched any Marvel movie before.
Whoa.
So
Wow.
he didn't know what was going on like half the time
Oh
because he
no.
started it off by watching like the end of like the
Literally.
four phases.
Literally.
And we get out of there, and he was having a good time with us. Like I think he was just having a good time because we
Oh,
were. And
cute.
he's like, I didn't really understand what was going on during that. Meanwhile, we're over here witnessing some of the
Freaking out.
greatest, like, just the cinematic event. And he's
Yeah.
like, no. So
Wow.
that was kind of fun. That was
Uh-huh.
one of my favorite moments. And then I don't think I've ever cried more at a TV series
Oh.
than Loki.
Oh, I love Loki
Me
so
too.
much. And I'm really excited and happy that that is going to be a part of
Mm-hmm.
Deadpool. Like,
Mm-hmm.
what a good way to make it all make sense.
Yes.
Yeah, Loki was so good.
If you haven't seen it, I highly
Oh,
recommend it.
man.
I mean, even if you don't like Marvel or you
Mm.
haven't watched any of it, watch Loki because
Yeah.
it's great. You don't really need
Yeah, I
to
was going to
see.
say
You could just start right in.
anything.
It's some beautifully
Hmm.
written masterpiece. Both seasons are really, and that
Yeah.
second
Oh,
season,
yeah.
oh,
Is that what got you?
oh, it did.
Yeah.
That ending, like it just all kind of moved up beautifully. Because again, it was like that a little bit of that mystery in there too. Like
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
what's happening? What's happening?
Yeah.
It deals with a concept of time and time travel
Mm-hmm.
so beautifully, and his character arc is so
Oh,
beautiful as
man.
well too.
Yes. Yeah, it makes the time travel concept, like, easy to understand,
It
too.
does. It is easier to follow along.
Uh-huh.
And then, when you watch it all the way through, it kind of wraps up like, oh, and then it's just that light bulb,
Yep.
just light bulb after
Yep.
light bulb after light
Yeah.
bulb, and then finally they all just shatter because then the end happens, and it's so.
Literally.
I won't spoil anything, but
Oh,
it's
man,
so.
it gives me chills
It
thinking
does.
about
It's
it.
so. I still remember watching it. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it was insane. It's
Yeah.
just like frozen in place. Just sometimes you just get taken out of your seat.
Yes.
And those
Yeah.
are experiences that are really cool. And that can happen with both movies and books too, where
Oh, yes.
you're just no longer here. And that's
Mm-hmm.
just such a beautiful magic when that happens, because what you finally like, it feels like you're just sucked back into your seat. Like, oh
Yeah,
wait, where
like, whoa.
where am I?
Uh-huh.
Who am I?
Yup,
I have to take a
exactly.
moment to really just collect what just happened.
Process.
Hmm.
Oof. That's
Agree.
gonna be me at Deadpool Wolverine. Just
Yeah.
sit there for who knows how long, depending how it ends. Could
Yes.
cry. I'll probably cry no matter. I
Oh
know.
yeah.
Not probably. I know I will cry.
I know I'll laugh.
Yeah.
I'll laugh. Everything. I'd just be feeling so many
Just
different
giddy.
emotions.
Yeah.
I mean, just the genius of Ryan Reynolds and
Oh,
Hugh Jackman, and just, I mean, those two guys. And again, like I
man.
mentioned, I love watching the press tour that they have, because
Mm-hmm.
it's just two best buddies hanging
Just
out,
having the time of their
going
life.
around the world. They're just traveling the world,
Uh,
and that's fun to see. But again, I am really excited about it. Comes out
mm-hmm.
June 26th, but I mean, you could see it depending on your theater. You could
Mm-hmm.
see it June 20, not July. July. We're in
July.
July. My apologies. We're in July. You could see it July 25th. So I recommend seeing that. That's gonna be fun. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I'm not too much of a betting man, but I'm betting it's gonna make it's gonna break some records.
I
I
think
think.
so.
I think it will. The last
Mm-hmm.
two have been in like the top 10 of
Yeah.
like grossing movies, and I think it's gonna be up there.
I'd be surprised if it doesn't break records
Me too.
or something.
Although I mean, movie theaters have been weird. A lot of things have been weirder lately. Even I'd say probably you probably notice with books. Like if you've
Mm.
been having books since 2018, I'm sure
Yeah.
ever since COVID hit and stuff like that. Times have just been changing in movie theaters. There's sometimes less and less depending on the film.
I
especially
agree.
streaming services.
Ugh.
Ever since those came out, it's like I can just. I mean, there's some movies where I'm like, I can just watch this at home, and I'm guilty of that too.
Right.
But I'll
Oh
still
yeah.
go and like, because there's magic at the movie theater, and again, I mean, there's magic of just sitting in a book. I'll have my lamps on, and I'll have my favorite plant
Yeah.
next to me, and I'll just be flipping through. And I
Oh.
don't read too much, but when I do, I do enjoy it. And I'm
Good.
still hacking away at that one book.
The Chain.
Yes, the
Yep.
chain.
Yep.
The
Oh,
chain.
that's a good one. And there's a lot of the author likes Marvel. There's a
Yeah.
lot of Marvel references. My copy, I flag my pages if I ever underline something, if it's a cool reference or just a good line, you know. And I went through it recently because I was gonna borrow it off to someone. Every flagged page was a Marvel reference. Oh, I love it. I love when I am reading a book and they talk about Marvel.
That's fun to like be like, oh wait, hey,
I get that. What did Steve say? I get that reference, or understood that reference,
Yeah,
something like
yeah.
that.
It's fun. I agree. Yeah. So that's how I got into the MCU. Is there like, does Marvel create good, like, do you read Marvel comics? I'm
All the
assuming?
time. Yeah. Yep. They're constantly coming out with new comic runs. Like right now, they're going to come out with a new X-Men one, which I love X-Men, but Storm, my all-time favorite character, isn't a part of it. So will I read that? I don't know. And oh man, you'll have to see my Marvel room sometime.
Yeah.
It's insane. I love comics, but I'm a big graphic novel reader because you have all the comic issues in one bound version. So instead of like a single issue comic is about 8 to 12 pages, but if the comic run is 6 issues or 12 page or issues, you don't have the full story. So I like the feel of a single issue comic. It's fun. It feels
But
classic.
see, like also like the flow of the full.
I want it all.
I see that. I see that. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Gosh, it was. Shoot, I just had it. I forgot it. Dang it. All right.
No.
Well, that's.
It'll come back.
It'll
Come back.
I mean, I'd retrace my steps, but I've been sitting here. The
Oh,
whole
you're
time,
funny.
Gosh.
Miles
I don't
is
know what
really
it was.
funny, you
I
guys.
don't know what it was. Oh, so are you.
Oh, thanks.
Thank you. Gosh, that bugs me now. That's gonna bug me now for the rest of the day. That it was. I mean, it wasn't really important, but it was just it's a good next point of conversation. Nope,
No,
still not
no.
coming back to me. Well, I mean, that's all right.
When you're trying to go to bed tonight, it'll come.
Oh, it'll just be. I'll finally lay down, and then it'll be like, oh, there it is.
There it is.
But, what is your favorite comic? Again, another hard question, but if you had to pick one, like you were stranded on an island, and you could only bring a comic with you, a singular comic.
A
which one do you
single
bring?
comic and not even a whole run.
No, just a
Oh,
single
man.
one. It's a
Oh,
hard question.
wow.
Hard question.
That is. Ooh. Probably any of the issues from Deadpool Kills the
Yeah.
Marvel Universe. I should bring that in for you.
Yeah,
So
that sounds
in the
fun.
comic, he quite literally is killing every character in the Marvel Universe. And towards the end, you know how he breaks, is it the third or fourth wall?
I think it's the fourth wall.
He breaks the fourth wall and he is then sneaking into the writer's room of the comics.
Oh.
And it's really cool because on the panel, you see all the writers drawing what you're looking at right now. And then he's about to open the door and do his thing, you know, turns around, and the last panel is, and you, reader, sitting down, whatever, I'm coming for you next. And it's so cool.
Oh my
I'm going to have
gosh.
to bring it in for you.
That is a cool. I like those types of concepts too. That
He
does
just
sound fun.
kind of lost it because he realized, oh, I'm just a comic book character, so nothing I do matters, really.
Right. That's kind of like a Truman Show-esque type vibe to it.
Oh, yeah.
Like I'm just trapped in this world. Oh gosh.
It was super cool. I'll bring it in for you.
That does sound fun.
But yeah, that's what I would bring. Any of the issues, whether it's the first, second, third. It's all of Deadpool's comics are so fun.
Yeah, well, that's really cool. And then again, I think it's amazing that you have this pages of ink, and it's cool to see. I love looking at. If you have a chance, come on down to Deja Blue and Trend and Couture check out Pages of Ink. Any book fanatic is gonna
Oh yeah.
love. And if you want to talk to Angelica, Angelica's here a lot of the times, and I'm sure you'd love having a chit
Oh
chat with
yeah.
someone.
Love talking about books, comics, anything. Any genre, I would have a blast.
It's fun stuff. So I want to thank you all for tuning in to the Be Unspecified podcast. If you're listening on YouTube, please like and subscribe if you like this video, and if you're listening on Spotify, thank you. I hope you enjoy, and thank you again, Angelica,
Well,
for sitting down
yeah.
and talking with me.
Thank you for having me.
Of
I was
course.
super excited. I was
Yes.
looking forward to it. We bit nervous, but it
That's
was
okay.
awesome.
I
Super
always
fun.
I always get a little nervous, kind of anywhere I'm at, but
Yeah.
I find if you really just let yourself have a great time with it, just kind of all flows away. Like I said before, you just kind of drift out of your seat and you're just
Exactly.
in your own little world.
Yeah, it
So,
was really fun. Thank you for having me.
thank you, and have a great day, everybody.